What's good, YouTube? C1 Matt back in the building, back with another video from the Daily Wrap-Up crew. Shout out to them and always having different topics to talk about. We want to talk about a very interesting debate. Um, I'm going to pull it back a bit more, but the topic of this video is should women give 100% before marriage? I have a good amount to say already, so I know this is gonna be a good video. I want to see what they're gonna say first, because you gotta see where their head is at, where the perspective is. I think I have an idea of where I'm gonna go with it, but I want to see if they're in the same place or somewhere else. Without further ado, let's get into it.
You talk about a girlfriend or a wife.
Yeah,
I mean,
And then when you want to talk about a wife,
We
like,
said
not much change from the girlfriend to the wife. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, you know what I'm saying, not much. I promise you, not much change.
Why?
Especially when they get the ring. Once you get the ring, a lot of women feel like that's the end goal. So why, if he accepted me for who I was and I got the ring, why should I go above and beyond? Like, I didn't have to go above and beyond to get the ring. So that's what I'm saying.
So
not much changes. Like,
or for the ring, is that not a conversation to make sure that you're aligned?
Yeah, as a boyfriend, and my role doesn't change from boyfriend to husband. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta do the same things. I mean, so I don't understand why women think that as a girlfriend to a wife, this do these.
Yeah, I hate when they say I'm not doing wife things.
I mean, the only thing that should change as a girlfriend is you having children. That's
even just saying it, like, oh, this is my girlfriend, this is my wife.
You know
just holds different, like,
you know why?
Yeah, dude.
But I know why you're saying this is because women are over giving in relationships.
No, it's because men are over giving in relationships.
And yeah,
that's why.
That.
Because we give y'all everything as a boyfriend, and this is a husband.
Y'all speaking out of pain.
I'm going to say this because there are different relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there are different dynamics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you may meet a girl who wants you to prove to her that you are capable of showing up for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't believe in potential.
Okay.
But what needs to be known,
you can't believe in potential, but y'all expect that on the other side. You see what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
You say you can't believe in potential, but y'all holding back things as a girlfriend because I got to be a wife to do that.
Right?
That's potential. But you just said I can't believe in potential.
So what he's talking about at this point is women will probably reserve some parts of their qualities or themselves to try to test to see if the guy is worth putting their all into, right? But then from our standpoint, we're like, well, if that's the case, I should also be able to hold back and reserve some of the parts about myself that is able to take care of you, this, that, and the other as well, all the same. So this should be a two-way street that is fair, concise, and clear.
I'm going to get there.
Right.
So when you meet a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a woman, you have to know his intentions.
Okay.
Right?
When you meet a girl, you have to know her intentions.
So, I mean, and somebody could tell you anything. Mm-hmm. But unless they're
women could tell you anything.
Being consistent.
And doing it.
And they're showing you.
Okay.
A lot of women have sat here just like a lot of men and fake it until they make it, until they got to a certain goal. And then they change their mood, they change the narrative, all of this stuff. So this can happen on both sides.
Then you could believe it. And then how long are they consistently doing this, right? Now, as a woman, right? And I get what you're saying from a man perspective, because you could invest in this woman, you don't know what she's about, but that's part of the courting phase. You know, you could go out with a girl, get some.
I'm not talking about courting. I'm talking about girlfriend to wife.
But listen, this is what you're skipping.
Okay.
Because you jump into a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship because men want access quickly, right? Yeah.
Jump into a relationship.
I'm confused because you're sitting here in one breath and saying, hypothetically speaking, that men want access quickly. But there are women out here and men that would skip past the rules of vetting a person out or whatever rules they made up to break the rules for a particular person, and they will get access right away. So why is a person that doesn't have serious intentions, as long as they're attractive enough to you, are allowed to break up the rules instead of the person that is willing to invest in you longer and treat you better and court you? Why is the rules not for the person that sees you for the short term? Why is the rules not being broken for the person that wants to invest in you in the long term? That's the part where it's confusing for a lot of men, because I can sit here all day long and hear women talk about, oh, it's something about this guy, it's something about the mystique, or it's something about this person that your body reacts a certain way, but then he'll still end up treating you like crap and he'll still be bad for you. But your intuition didn't read that. But then a person that has intentions to treat you well and take care of you in the long run has to work harder, has to wait longer, and has to follow rules that the person that didn't have long-term investment and probably treated you a lot worse didn't have to go through. That doesn't make sense for us guys. And it never will make sense, because you're not able to translate how that makes sense. Because if a guy is going to put more into you or invest more towards you and court you and having serious intentions of taking care of you, that should be the person that you should break the rules for, especially when they prove themselves. When they prove themselves, you break all the rules for that person, not for the person that just because they look good, you get treated like crap. If you get treated like crap, you're supposed to cut off all access. That's why we can't understand it.
Because you want access?
Absolutely.
Access to what? The pussy?
Yes.
We getting
Yeah.
that.
We getting that without being in a relationship.
See, that's the problem.
That's not the problem.
It's a two-way street. She's giving me the access.
And then when you get a girl pregnant,
That's not the problem.
and then you become a baby father
All right.
to somebody you didn't want to be with,
Uh-huh.
then you be like, I ain't even want, why did she want a baby? Why you was hitting it like that?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Is there a time that you would like not want to? Why would you hit it like that? I will say that, one, coming from a woman perspective, a woman would never understand. Most women, I'm not going to say all women, most women would never understand, because in their lives, there's a bunch of guys that want to have sex with them every day. So it gets really numb. I could imagine it gets numbing, right? But then it's the amount of work that women don't have to do, that guys have to do in order to have sex with women, and how it is not like, I think I would probably feel the same way as women to a certain extent if there was a person every day that wanted to have sex with me, whether I was attracted to them or not. If that was the case, I think I can understand where women come from. But since women tend to not understand that guys don't have it that way, and when guys do finally have the opportunity to do so, some guys are willing to go all out for it versus, we will want it more because we get it less. Like, what?
You opening your legs, allow me to have
Of course, when I finally get a chance to finally do it, I'm going to sit there and make sure she remember me, because I'm going to sit here and want to do so much of a good job that she will want some more. That's whether I'm in a relationship or not. And certain positions, you get caught up into it. you got to be careful. You got to pace yourself. You got to breathe. But once you into it, hey, there's some places you don't slow down, you don't stop. So you got to, I mean, you could take time out to sit down and talk about it and discuss those things. But there's a lot of women that if you try to do that with, will probably tell you that they get turned off by it, that we have to sit here and talk about it. There are some women to this day that I've heard personally that get mad that guys will ask for consent. That don't make sense.
Like the sex
Okay,
because
maybe she
Wow.
trap you.
And this is
So maybe
and that's
and
part
now
of
you're
it.
baby daddy.
That's where it should. This is exactly where it should
Right?
get
Because if
complicated.
everybody really
So you
started,
see who the problem was, right?
no,
you
both
just said
of y'all.
Yeah,
Because
both. It's both.
It takes two to tango.
She was describing it like it was nothing but the guy's fault, but now she's finally saying both. She didn't bother to discuss the decision making that the woman is also
No, but
Literally.
her
It does.
intent was to trap him.
It
No,
could
she
have
said
been.
maybe.
No, she said her intent
I said
was
maybe.
She said maybe. She said
regardless, that if that's the intent.
Or maybe her intent was, listen, it depends on who you're dating.
There are women that will go along with what you're saying, go along with what you're not looking for anything serious, but because they're attracted to you and they think they're magical and special, they think they could change your mind, and they have to learn the hard way, whether they're young, whether they're naive, whether they think they got power in some other ways because they have had results of some other person compromising. They find out the hard way that that doesn't work as well as they think it does.
Yeah, maybe she assumes
Honestly,
like he
because
wants
you
a
could be
baby.
dating a nice girl who got a future.
I always sit here and feel like you shouldn't honestly, this is lazy because I always feel like you should never assume. Like, don't sit here and feel like you not having to talk about it. Like if you talk to a person and the guy says no, don't sit there and go a whole period of time not talking and think he's going to change his mind. Like literally just ask. It feels like you want to go through this whimsical, delusional adventure that you would think eventually that he would change his mind or this, that, and the other, all because of something you start doing. When you could easily just not leave yourself hanging or guessing when you could just simply communicate. Women supposed to be better to communicate with guys, so it's weird that you can have less honest and blunt conversations because women don't like those, but they should be better than communicating. So you should be able to get all this stuff out here honestly and bluntly. But they don't like those type of conversations. So how they? Yeah, it's always going to be complicated.
Or you could be dating a chick who's in survival mode and she's looking for you as a come up.
Listen.
So it depends.
It's true.
In order for me to make a girlfriend my wife, she has to be putting 100% into me. There's no holding back. Like I'm gonna do this.
Okay, but in order, I'm sure there's no problem with that. Buy her a ring first.
You got to show me you
That's
deserve
the
that ring.
engagement period.
No, you got to.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It is.
No.
It is because I'm not playing house and being nobody's girlfriend and getting stuck in being girlfriend while you got me performing.
So what can I hold back as a man in a relationship? I'm not playing husband. What can I do as a boyfriend? And
don't move in together. Don't buy a
That's
home.
definitely don't
don't
have kids.
What could you not do
without being married?
Yeah.
Have
Make
kids
sure
for
you
sure.
strap up.
Don't provide for her until husbands provide.
Or then you should
only husbands provide.
Okay,
That's it.
No
Yeah,
provision, no pussy.
No provision, no pussy.
No
pussy. Deuces. Bye.
Exactly. So you're friends.
Bye.
And you're getting to know
not
somebody.
Friends. We're not friends. No.
Now you mad because you can't hit it.
No.
Why are we mad?
I didn't approach. I didn't approach you. I didn't approach you to
why-
be your friend. So
Oh, you approached me to what?
to build something with you.
Oh, how do you know you want that if you don't know who I am?
And this is why communication is key.
Yeah.
That's
So Are we just going to completely ignore that women will sit there and under the same breath, another set of women will sit here and be like, you need to date with intentions? Or the simple fact that women will sit there with a big ass mouth and say, I'm dating to marry, but you don't even know me yet? So how could you say that? Doesn't this apply just the same? I could sit here and date with serious intentions for something long term before before I know most about you. All
Like
right.
overall, I just
Mhm.
feel like communication is key. The one
If
party
I'm-
won't be
If men
Communication is
took
very
it
key.
slower in relationships,
It's both.
it's
Men-
not both.
Men don't grant the
I
access
keep
to
telling
sex.
you.
Men can't have
I
sex
keep
with women
telling
unless
you,
they don't
the
allow them.
women you're dating are in survival. So what does that say? They're
How are you assuming that every woman I talk to is in survival? What do you, huh?
going to want provisions right away, up front. They're the girl asking you, yo, you paying my bills?
Mhm.
So
That sounds like women that look for tricks.
what you bringing to the table?
Nothing.
Yo, my
You
name
ain't my
Cash
girl.
App. Those are red fucking flags.
Your name
So
blocked. That's
at the end of the day, when you meet a girl, say, hey, I would just love to, take you to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she talking under the impression that that's the only type of woman we deal with, though? What if that's not the case?
Okay, we go to dinner, we
Alright.
chop it up.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go roller skate tomorrow. Let's go do some
She,
cool day, like where I can
she
get
pay,
to know
she
you.
paying for the roller skating tomorrow?
See?
No,
Yeah.
she's
Like,
not.
why?
No,
Oh, okay.
she's not.
And see, this
She's
is where
not.
I just want
Well, okay, so the women are not understanding is if I'm sitting here, like what is the equivalent exchange, right? And when I say that, it's like, yes, I'm taking you out on a date, right? I'm trying to get to know you. I'm going through the courting phase, right? But then if I keep taking you to places, all of these places cost something. So now all of this money spent has to be shown on your end, like that you like not just appreciate it, but you have a certain amount of interest because of the just I guess from a guy standpoint, if I invest this much into getting to know you, what are you investing that's the equivalent to this? Me talking, asking questions, vetting. Then when it comes down to paying for stuff, it will make sense for a guy standpoint if he didn't pay for everything every single day. But then you could sit here in our face and create this weird little room and space where I keep paying for stuff, but then once it gets to a certain point and things are not progressing or going anywhere, you could just cut it off and I just wasted a certain amount of time and money on you to get nowhere and find out we weren't right for each other. And then you got to think that guys are always supposed to be the one that acts on the date. It's almost like you're trying to do this word manipulation to always keep us in this weird loop where guys is always going to pay for the dates because guys should always ask the woman on the date, but then women don't ever want to pay for anything. But I'm supposed to always have a shit ton of money to keep on investing into every date that I go to. Then that means that I should even be going on at that rate. It sounds like I should be honestly going on 2 or 3 dates. Like the whole entire, if I was to spend a few years dating, most of the time I should be at least going on like maybe a few dates a year. And then the rest of it is just having fun if it presents itself because you will have to take the investments a lot more serious because nobody is going to want to sit there and just throw that type of money around if they was dating and things just didn't work out each time. Like, and this is just even talking about on 5 dates, like 5 dates with different people, and it just doesn't work out. One person, y'all could be dating for like a few months and it don't work out. Next person could be dating one time, it don't work out. Next person could be half the year. It could be different variables. And now I just spent the whole year putting in money to people that didn't work out on, but I didn't get the equivalent or the appreciation of doing all that. I didn't get the same thing back. See how doesn't make sense?
I'm gonna chime in for my.
And you don't necessarily have to go to sex. Like, you don't have to go to sex to pay the person back for spending the money. It could be in other ways. You could, treat him or be more considerate. Because if you're really interested in the guy that you're talking to, why are you there's certain women that just want to enjoy the aesthetic of where they've been taken to. So if you really invested in me, if you really think we're going somewhere, then I guess you would start acting into a characteristic and showing me a characteristic that you actually care about my damn pocket. So I could, you ever thought that, oh, yes, I do like to go on these dates, and these dates cost a crazy amount of money, or I can actually identify and say, hey, maybe we could go to these restaurants that don't spend so much, and then that would increase the chances of y'all going out to a lot more dates. Did I ever register your mind? So if a person had 5 fucking $2,000 dates, you could literally sit there and go and break that down into having so many more like $200 dates, like a shit ton. You see what I'm saying? Like that. Why does that not make sense for y'all? I don't know. But it's like, I guess if a guy do all of that, at some point in time, he's going to be wondering, what is it about you that is showing me that you are being supportive, that you're taking my interest in you very seriously, and you actually really like me. Because at this point, it's just me just courting you.
If he paid for the dinner, right, and for him to show that you are equally as
you got to show me you could provide.
The go roll.
So I gotta show you characteristics of a boyfriend, of a husband, of a man, but you can't show me nothing of a girlfriend, of a woman, of a wife. What?
And I'm gonna just guess.
I gotta show you in the dating stage that we're providing for you.
How do you think these women end up with baby daddies who don't do shit for them? How you think they?
By not choosing the men that wants to actually court them and not following their intuition they claim they have, or the intuition just gets disabled.
End up with men living off of them.
Let me say this.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Not because they get finessed into.
I'm gonna let you go.
Like
exactly because men gonna say whatever.
They don't know they don't know what a male and a female role is as far as balance goes.
Okay.
And this is what I'm saying when we talk about our community as Black people, where the man is not showing up for the children and the family, while the woman has to become the caretaker, the provider. Do all the emotional work in the relationship, all the domestic labor, and then you wonder why women are overexerted and they don't want to date.
Yeah. And I just want to speak from my ladies in survival mode, because like she said, like, a lot of women are in survival mode, and, that's a red flag, things like that. I've worked in strip clubs, I worked at the bars. A lot of women nowadays are in survival mode, but that's because there's such a competition on everything.
In survival mode?
Not even being an adult in survival mode. I'm not judging anybody on the way that they
the
do
music.
their thing. But nah, that's not true either, because I think it goes back to what you said as well about men just wanting to use women for their bodies. They want to get to that point. So naturally someone's going to feel like, okay, especially if you're falling for just all of this sweet talk and you're like, oh, okay, this is what it is. This is what we're going to be, and et cetera, et cetera. And then a man is just literally using you you might feel used as a booty call. You might feel like, okay, he's only calling me when he want to do this, or just kicking it or whatever.
None of this makes sense, because let me hold up. Let me step back. Ladies, if a guy is just using you for a booty call, right? I'm going to say this. Wouldn't you be able to know that as soon as possible? Like, there is a certain amount of time that some guys, not all guys, but some guys will put into every guy has a different amount of time that they will put into the chase. And based on whatever the objective is, sometimes the only way that they can sit it, let me see. Hold up. There are some women that will still not even care about the relationship, but as long as it's under the term of relationship, would have sex with the guy, as long as it's said we're in a relationship. Would have sex, have nothing compatible in the relationship, and all of that stuff. And then once you break up, she just goes into another relationship. She's basically doing thought behavior, or both men and women could both do this thought behavior and just be under the guise of in a relationship just so they can say, oh, I was in a relationship. Until you actually ask questions to break that shit down. More importantly, it does suck that there's a lot of women out there that are single moms and in survivor mode, but there's a lot of guys that are in survivor mode. I don't understand how there's both sides can both be in survival mode and thugging it out. I mean, there is more single moms, so I get where you're going at, but then at the same time, there's more guys that's going to spend money on dates or money on bills or something that women don't. So it kind of just, I will just say this. It's very important to communicate. I think people think they know what the level of communication they have to have, but don't really know the amount they actually need to do. Like they actually think some people would think the communication they do is enough, and it's like 20%. And then they don't want to communicate any more than that because it feels like such a drag. It's so exhausting. But then this is your feelings you're talking about. So shouldn't the effort be 100%? Because you're putting the full effort into vetting a person out to protect your feelings from being hurt or being paired up with the wrong person. You mean to tell me that you are so lazy or so complacent that you don't want to put the effort of actual communication to protect yourself from harm? I do think there should be an understanding of balance, right? Naturally, it's easy when people are filling each other out, when people are connected and they have a chemistry going, then things feel natural. Everything feels natural. It's easier to not talk or break down certain things because naturally y'all connect so well. It seems just to be very flexible and easy to get along and easy to be on the same page. But when you're not on the same page right away, or you're trying to feel each other out, trying to see if you're into each other, it can you have to sit there and communicate crystal clear. Like, don't waste your time. Like, you can sit there and be taking her on 5 dates. You probably could find out a good amount of stuff within 5 dates to even know if you should take this any further. Right? There you have to draw a line at some point on both sides. You have to say what each other's intentions are, your boundaries, your expectations. And if you can't do that, why are you dating? And even if you're just having a fling, a one night stand, whatever it is, you still got to do communication to be on the same page. You still got to talk to each other about what else. You still got to talk to each other about this, that, and the third. I don't understand why people think they don't have to do communication in some regards, but in all regards, as an adult, You have to communicate. And in most cases nowadays, it's way more than you think. The part that bothers me the most is you're in an age that you could literally just say, okay, well, how much do I have to vet this person? Or how many dates should I go on? You could literally ask questions on Google, on YouTube, and probably get a general idea, and then find things or videos and information that can kind of be tailored towards you personally and figure out the healthy range of everything. I don't understand why people don't do this. I literally sat here and would literally see somebody plug a tire and they would be struggling trying to figure stuff out. And I just look at them and I'm like, why don't you just watch a video? You have a phone, it's not dead. Watch the video on something under 2 minutes about how to plug your tire so you won't mess up the steps. Why are you trying to remember this? Like your phone is dead and you're out in the country and you're in the damn city with a fucking half charged phone. You don't make sense. I need you to stop being in panic mode and realize what options you actually have. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I think personally, my opinion is when you are into each other, I think when you're invested, you would know right away. I think that both sides should give 100% to each other. Not like, I think once y'all date and y'all click and y'all have that chemistry, and then y'all keep going on dates and realize this chemistry is not like very inconsistent, it's very consistent. And then y'all start going off as into a relationship and realize that chemistry continues to keep going. Naturally, you're giving each other y'all all. You're trying to put your best version out there every day. Right? And it keeps on compounding until the relationship lasts for a few years. And then you take certain steps to make, more of a serious commitment. I think by the difference between a girlfriend and a wife is the amount of time that y'all spend together, understanding, learning each other, growing together, building, whatever. So I get from a standpoint, you're doing the same motion, but you're growing and building a life together as y'all go through the years. And then the difference between girlfriend and boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, and husband and wife technically should be by law. And certain benefits or this, that, and the other, life insurance, and very important talks that you talk about that you would do for a family to leave a legacy. Other than that, y'all should already been doing the same motion and all this stuff. And then the more time goes by, the more experience, the more reps, the more comfortable y'all are to know about each other and pay attention to each other's and know stuff that most people wouldn't know. But it's the same attempts, it's the same motion. It's the same effort. It should naturally be that way. But I could be wrong. You could tell me differently. Leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share this video. And until next time, till next video. Peace.